Welcome to SINSRUS. My name is Zara, and my group members and I will be talking about what is sex education. In Pakistan, there is no such thing as sex education. Over here, people get to know about sex through their married cousins or their own experience. Over here in Pakistan, this topic is considered immoral or vulgar. What is sex education? Sex education is not about teaching your children or young adults about how to have sex. Rather, what is sex, the right time for it, and how to say no to it. It talks about puberty, growing up, and body image. Sex education is essential to help young people gain the information, skills, and motivation to make healthy decisions about their sex life and sexuality throughout their lives.
Sex education is important because it nurtures good values and does not leave a bad impression to the kids. It should be properly presented because a single mistake could give them the wrong idea about sex and would increase their curiosity. It's a human nature to be curious about something that is not talked about much, which is why it is extremely important to have sex education in a country like Pakistan. Sex education should be introduced in schools as well, and children should be told about good touch and bad touch so they would know if someone is being unethical with them. Sex education needs a proper channel through which it should be presented to everyone. Parents should have a close relationship with their kids so their kid would talk with them about his fears and curiosity without any hesitation.
Okay, so guys, if the proper sex education is not given to the person at their right growing age, it may have a lot of consequences. They may get the wrong information from elsewhere. As we all know that at the growing age of 12 to 18 years, there are a lot of hormonal changes into the human body, and there may be a lot of sexual desires in them, which may lead towards their curiosity about sex. So people may search about the sex on internet or from the third person, mostly on internet, and they get a lot of misleading information from there, and it may lead towards the bad informational websites. These websites can be adultery websites, which may lead towards the addiction of porn.
Picture that according to the stats, Pakistan is known to be the topmost country around the world that watches porn and explicit videos. This is far most the biggest consequence of not having sex education in our country. Porn allows people to fantasize about sex and they don't realize how it's all fiction. This then further allows adults to engage in sex that leads to unwanted pregnancies.
Even I dare to say that the children without proper sex education are more likely to turn towards porn to feed their curiosity and to end their misery of ignorance, other than those who are properly taught. Moreover, lack of sex education might create a sexual misfit. When a person have adequate knowledge of sex, it may have a way to positively affect the person's confidence and have a safe relationship with the person. However, if the person is not given the proper information about sex and is being misled from the start, it may destruct their minds and may lead them towards a rapist mind.
Lack of sex education is resulting in Pakistan's population to increase on a fast pace. This graph was published by Macro Trend and shows the relation between Pakistan's population and the country's annual growth. The graph, as you can see, shows the population to increase from 140 million to 220 million, which is almost a 57% increase over the time. And whereas the annual growth rate has decreased over the time from 2.8 to 1.8. This indicates that as population is increasing and growth rate is decreasing, the resources for everyone aren't enough. That's resulting in poverty to increase. The population of Pakistan has been increasing because there is no as such use of contraceptives or other protection while having sex because there is lack of education. And which is why in an article it said nearly half of all pregnancies in Pakistan are unintended and almost half of those end in an abortion. The stats here shows you that. The website also claimed how unintended pregnancy rate has been increased from 2002 to 2012, rising from a 71 to a 93%, as well as the proportion for pregnancy that were unintended rose from 38% in 2002 to 46% in 2012. As children are not given proper sex education, they indulge in viewing different explicit sites, which further increases their frustration. That leads to rape cases. This graph was published by Dawn, showing geographical areas that are different provisions of Pakistan. and the cases that happened there. The total figure includes 3832 cases of child sexual abuse, among which 55% were girls and 45 were boys. Moreover, there are many cases which have not yet been reported, so you never know how many more there are.